business session is an exclusive session for member university vice chancellors to discuss the progress of Association of Indian Universities, the latest initiatives, policies, finances, and further courses of action for the improvement of AIU, and come to a collective agreement on the most effective solutions available. The session will be chaired by the President of Association of Indian Universities, Professor G.D. Sharma, and co-chaired by the Vice President and convened by the Secretary General, Association of Indian Universities. This is an exclusive session only for the Vice Chancellors. So the other members in the audience, they can stay back. Okay, all the other members also can stay back in the audience. Sure. So we request the Secretary General of Association of Indian Universities, Dr. Mrs. Pankaj Mittal, to kindly take over.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to each one of you. We had very productive sessions yesterday, today morning also, and we were feeling that the time allocated for this session is very less because they have so much scope and also to learn and to implement. But we also have a limitation of time, and I hope that these different sessions which were planned indicates that AIU is having very clear-cut vision for taking country's education in a fast mode of transformation, as well as to be in line with our dream of the youths that by 2047 they get more opportunities, and as Madam today rightly said, no white collar, no blue color, and green color, no, not even green color, but high paid jobs will be in India. People will come for getting jobs, and our youths will be more like Seth, giving job to others, not workers, but they will be Seth, the real things. And this will be possible through our quality education, and we will have the flow in Bombay. They say, सर हवा आज इधर की है, तो उसका मतलब ये नहीं रियल विंड, मतलब ट्रैफिक इज दिस वे. Traffic means hawa, here the word. So the hawa of job, future job will be towards India. That is what we feel now. Because of our diversity, because of our culture, strong rooted culture of India will attract with more paid satisfaction, peaceful job environment in India. Not taking much time because this is a business session. Our purpose of the business session is also to get ideas so that it can be, AIU can be more dynamic. What has been done, what we are planning, what is going to do will be presented by Dr. Madam Pankaj Mittal, a very dynamic leader, as I said in morning, always with new ideas. And today we were just now discussing that we have to also include the youths and the young teachers in the journey of Viksit Bharat. How to include this has to be a separate thought process, so that they are also not only at higher level of the policy making, but also policy accepting level will make our way easy. So I request Madam to make the presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So, this business session is a short session. This is not related to the topic we are discussing today. This is basically on what AIU has been doing, what it has done last year, and taking your feedback on what more we can do to improve ourselves. So, this is a self assessment session for us where we talk to the vice chancellors that what else, I mean, if you have any issues which you want us to take up with the government, if you feel that there are some areas where AIU should be exerting more, we'll be welcoming all those suggestions. Before that, I'll give you a short presentation on what we have been doing. Who will change the slides? You are changing the slides? Okay. So as you all know that AIU came into existence as the Inter-University Board on 23rd of March 1925. So we are going to complete 100 years very soon in 2025, within 2 years. And the 2024 session, which will be the AIU annual conference in March 24, will be the beginning of the centenary celebrations. So I would request all of you to please do join the AIU main conference, which will be held in ICFAI, Hyderabad. We have not fixed the date as yet because we are talking to the President of India or the Vice President of India to join. So depending upon their date, we will be announcing the date, but it will be done very soon. So please do attend that session. As a society, we were registered on 29th of September 1967, and then we were named as Association of Indian Universities. Before that, we were known as Inter-University Board of India. Next. So these are some of the stalwarts who have served as the president of AIU. You are seeing Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, who subsequently became the president of India, Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, Dr. Zakir Hussain, Dr. Mudaliar, Dr. Srimali, he was also the education minister, Dr. Hansa Mehta. So these are some of the stalwarts who have been the presidents of AIU. So that tells you the legacy of AIU. And now AIU is the largest university association of the world. So as I told yesterday, even the international associations, which have many countries, universities as the members, are not as big as AIU. And incidentally, in those international associations, also 1/3 of the members are from India only. So we always tell them that India should have a strong hold in these associations, which right now it is not, because most of the associations are very white. We call them, they are white associations. They give preference to whites. So, but 1/3 of the members of theirs are Indians. So AIU is the second oldest and the world's largest university association of the world. And this is the present membership. Now it is 986. One has increased. So all the universities, whether it is central, state, deemed, private, institutions of national importance, they are the members. And in addition, we have 16 international universities as our members. For example, Kathmandu University is a member which is hosting the North Zone Vice Chancellors Conference. So North Zone Vice Chancellors Conference will be held in February. And the unique nature of that conference is that along with the conference, we are going to hold Indo-Nepal Education Summit, where all the universities can put up their stalls to showcase their activities, their programs, their facilities, their activities, so that if Nepali students want to come to their universities, they know what the university is. And Nepali students form the 25% of the foreign students in India are Nepalis. So that is why this conference is very, very important. Next. So these are the functions and activities of the AIU. This, most of you would be knowing that we work as a think tank on higher education. We bring out many reports. We are working like a bridge between the government and the university. So if universities have to say something to the government, we are there for you as a mouthpiece of the universities. And if the government has to implement anything, for example, NEP, then we assist the government in implementing the policies. We do a lot of consultation, coordination, liaison, capacity building programs. We are doing, for example, leadership development. We just did a round table of newly appointed vice chancellors in Kashmir University. So some of you were there, and it was a very well received conference. We do a lot of research publications, information dissemination, youth festivals, sports activities, and one of the mandate which has been given to us by the government of India is equivalence of foreign degrees with the Indian degrees. So when we talk of youth affairs and cultural activities, we do the youth festivals at the zonal, national, Asian, and international level. And around 5 to 10 lakh students participate in these activities. So if your students are not participating, do ensure that they do participate, because these are some of the activities which give them a lot of exposure. When we talk of holistic development, it gives them a lot of exposure. We do also have AIU adventure camps. We do many literary events for the students, which includes quiz, allocution, debates. We do a lot of theater activities, music, dance festivals. There's one AIU moot court competition in which the one university is given this competition, which talks about, which holds a competition for the moot court for various universities. It is also very well recognized. And then also AIU Women Youth Parliament. So last year this was done by the Central University in Sagar. Very, very well received program. Next. So these are some of the glimpses of the cultural activities which take place in various universities of Association of Indian Universities. All the universities do it very, very well. These are the sports activities we do. We hold 128 events at the national and the zonal level. And for the last 3 years, we are also holding the Khelo India University Games. The last was held in Lucknow. She was also there, Dr. Monica. This was held at Babu Banarsi Das University, Lucknow, and BHU, both combined. Prior to that, it was in Jain University, Bangalore, and prior to that in KIT University, Bhubaneswar. And this year, we are going to hold it in Guwahati. So many of your students who are qualifying the zonal rounds and going for the national games, they'll be going to Guwahati for participating in the Khelo India University Games. Our universities won the Asian Universities Chess Championship, and then we are also helping, and then this we are going to increase in a much larger way now, that 44 Olympians from the university sector participated in Tokyo Olympics. But we are not satisfied with our university people participating. We will be satisfied when they bring the gold medals. So the last time in the World University Games, for the first time, we got 26 medals in the World University Games, which were held in Chengdu, China. Many of your university students may have got it. And this 26, last year we got 4. Last games we got 4. This time 26. And all the years, something like 20 years, if we count, total is 18. Combining all the years, but in 1 year we got 26. So that is something very big for us. And now, see, if you see this data, 26 we got this year and 4 we got last year. And prior to that, it was very, very less. So this is something which it was spoken to about, this performance in World University Games was spoken to by the Prime Minister of India in Man Ki Baat. And he separately spoke to all these players who went for the World University Games. He also tweeted that, yes, we are very proud of our students who have participated in the World University Games. Next. So apart from this, we do the equivalence of foreign degrees with the Indian degrees, and also the equivalence of PG diploma and the fellow program in non-degree awarding institutions with the masters and the PhD program in the Indian universities. And we are recently given the sort of a power to do the equivalence of school boards within India also. So any new school board which comes in India now will have to take an equivalence certificate from the AIU. This power has been given to us by Government of India last year only. Next. So we have now developed an AIU portal in which every member university has a login ID and password. If any of your universities, if you feel that you don't have a login ID and password, please do approach us. We will immediately give you a login ID and password, because this is very important. Right now, 955 universities are registered. So maybe some of the foreign universities are not registered and some of the member universities are not registered. So make sure that you are not one of them. We are now having the online payment gateway. Again, one issue with us is getting the subscription money in time. So we have an online payment gateway. Please pay your subscription in time, because whatever activities we are doing is based on the funds we receive from your subscription money, because the Government of India is funding, but that funding is very small. So please do pay your subscription money in time to the AIU. One important thing again, which I will like to mention here, is we have many portals like admission portal, equivalence portal. The admission portal means if you fill up the details about the programs you are running in your university on the AIU admission portal, then anybody wanting to say BSc in physics. If he or she writes BSc physics on the AIU portal, down will come the list of the universities which is running BSc physics. So it can increase your admissions also. So please do fill in your information. AIU equivalence portal is again now 100% online. There is a online application, online payment of fee, online downloadable equivalence certificate is issued to the student. So this is totally online, but this seniority portal is one which I was wanting to talk to you. AIU seniority portal talks about the seniority of the vice chancellors in terms of the number of years they have served as vice chancellor. Now, this is important for us for many activities. One is to have members on our governing council. Second is to select vice president and president of AIU. And also, many a times, the government also seeks the names of the senior vice chancellors from AIU. So please do fill in your seniority on the AIU seniority portal, because if you do not fill in, even if you are senior, we will not be able to put you in our committees. So please do fill in your information on AIU seniority portal. And AIU handbook is in progress. Last time I told that AIU handbook is in making. So now it has gone to print. By January or February, we'll be having a AIU handbook, in which for every university, what all programs they are running, who are the teachers, what are the colleges, each and every information about a university will be there in the AIU handbook. And this is a very big document in 4 thick volumes. This document will be, and this is a sought after document, even by the foreign universities, that what all universities are there and what all programs they are running. So they don't have to go to individual websites, straight away at one place. And there's a very good index also. So through that back index also, they can find out that what the universities in India are doing. Next, this is the admission portal I was talking about. But you have to fill in your information. Unless you fill in your information, it will not help. Next. This is AIU equivalence of foreign degrees and school boards. So all this is now online, computerized. Next. This is again something new which we have done. This is the Indian Network for Internationalization of Higher Education, in which we are trying to help and handhold especially the Tier 2 and Tier 3 universities in promoting internationalization on their campuses. So do become a member of this portal. The membership is right now totally free. You can become a member, and then you will have a lot of hand-holding from AIU in terms of seeking partnerships or having, say, international students office in your university, or even going in for joint degrees, dual degrees, student exchange, faculty exchange. So many activities are being done. A lot of webinars are also being held. Recently, there was a webinar by Professor Laktakia, and then there was a face-to-face meeting also. So we do keep on arranging many such events which help our member universities to internationalize. So do become a member of Indian Network. In short, we call it INHI, Indian Network for International. And under this INHI only, we have done 2-3 more things. One is this... we have signed an MOU with Edifi Online, which I was telling yesterday also. Edifi Online helps you to get foreign teachers at, say, 20% of the cost. Foreign teachers, foreign faculty is very, very expensive. So we are coming out with a cluster of universities approach, in which 5 universities who are wanting the similar program, they can be combining together and hire an international professor through Edifi Online, and the cost to each university will be only 20%. For this, we have sent a letter to all of you. And in that letter, we have asked you to send us there's a Google form in which there is a list of courses, something like 100 courses are there. So just tick mark as many courses as you like in which you want to have an international faculty. Then after getting all the information in AIU portal, we will do the matchmaking that which are the 5 universities, especially in the vicinity, which are wanting the same course, and then we will allot a teacher to that course. So please do fill in that information. That letter has already gone to you. So we want you to fill in the information on the Google form on what type of courses you are wanting in your university. And then in the end, there is any other. Any other means that if the course you are wanting from a foreign faculty is not in the list, and if you want that some other course should be there, just write the name of the course, and then we'll come out with the course and the course content and the teacher who can be teaching that course. This is AIU payment portal. Next. This is again very important, AIU collaboration portal. This portal we have made again for internationalization, that if your university wants to partner with an international university or even a national university, then in this portal, if your university fills in all the data about the departments in which you want to have collaboration, along with the facilities, faculty, PhD, research students or research PhD teachers, what type of publications are there. So if you fill in all this information, then suppose somebody is wanting to partner in biophysics. So when they write biophysics on the AIU collaboration portal, down will come the list of the universities who have filled in their data that we want to collaborate in the area of biophysics. So it will be very easy for them to find a partner, because when we go to foreign universities, they say it is easy to see in India that what is the NAC rating or NIRF ranking. But if in a particular department we want to collaborate, we are not able to know that which department is good. So this helps you in specifying that these are the departments where you want to collaborate, so they will find it easy to collaborate with you. So please do fill in your data on the AIU collaboration portal too. You must be having an AIU nodal officer in your universities. Please tell the AIU nodal officer that he or she should be on their toes and keep on filling the information, because without information, all these portals are useless. So portals will be helpful only when the information is there, and information has to be put in by all of you. Next. This is again another area which we have taken up, AIU consultancy portal. We do feel that there are many universities who are hiring agents for, say, NAC rating, NIRF ranking, internationalization, SDG implementation, or industry-university collaboration, many areas. So what we have started is AIU consultancy portal. We have a panel of consultants, and we find the demands of the universities, and then we do the matchmaking. So the consultant is allotted to a particular university. So yesterday only we have allotted 17 consultants to 17 universities. So if you need consultancy, this will be authentic consultancy. There won't be any sort of the way agents indulge in malpractices, that type of things will not be there. It will be a genuine consultancy. So please, you can take advantage of this consultancy portal. Next. These are the zonal meetings. These I told yesterday also, that these are the 5 meetings which we are holding this year. This is the 3rd meeting. 2 more are left. One is in Bilaspur and one is in Kathmandu. Next. And the national conference will be held in March or April in Hyderabad, which will start the centenary celebrations of AIU. So please do attend, and the topic is higher education at 2047. Internationalization, I have already spoken about the INHI, Network for Internationalization of Higher Education. We have also signed MOU with American Institute of Indian Studies and SEMCA, and we are doing many projects with them. And we are also having a tie-up with British Council, Australian High Commission, DAD, and Adifi Online also have told education fairs. First, we are going to do in Nepal. Nepal, we cannot call it education fair because education fairs are banned in Nepal. So we are calling it Indo-Nepal Higher Education Summit and combining it with our conference. Otherwise, no one is able to hold education fairs in Nepal. And this will not be a recruitment fair, where this Indo-National Nepal Education Summit will basically be to showcase your university to the students. So no recruitment will take place there. But later on, of course, as an after effect, there can be many students who can be coming to your university if you participate in this. But in future, we are going to have education fairs in Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, some African countries. Initially, these countries from where the foreign students are coming to India, and then we will go to the developed countries also, so that we can have more international students in India. We have signed MOUs with the sister associations in other countries like Mexico University Association, UK Universities Association, Canada University Association, Australia University Association, then Taiwan University Association, Sudanese University Association, and the British Council. The purpose is that if your universities want to collaborate with university in any of these countries, then we have a straight one-to-one dialogue with the association, and the association helps us. Like we two associations help our universities to collaborate. And we are also taking delegations to many such universities. So in time to come, we'll also be circulating information to you that we are taking delegations to these countries. So if you want to come, you can join the delegation. consultancy I have told. In Anveshan again is a student research project which we have digitized and which we have internationalized, in the sense that in Anveshan now we are saying that a combination of Indian student and a foreign student, so they will jointly collaborate with each other and submit a research project. So at an early age, they know the sort of purpose and intent and the benefits of having a collaboration. So this is internationalization of Anveshan. We have also opened AADCs, which are academic and administrative development centers. In 19 universities we have opened so far. And in these centers, we are running specially the faculty development programs. And the main focus is how to use technology for teaching, learning, research, and governance. Again, these are something which are sought after programs. We are doing some of the national policy on blended learning in collaboration with SAMCA. We have done, we'll be very shortly circulating it to you. Impact of AI on higher education, again, we have come out with a report that will also be circulated to you within, say, next 15-20 days. We are also building up a project on history of AIU, that what history of AIU for these 100 years, due to the centenary celebrations, we are making this book also. So this again will be a very, very important document. These are some of the research publications we had in the past. 3 books we published in last 3 years: Reimagining Indian Universities, Implementing NEP, Indian Higher Education Heritage. There are many reports and monographs. I'm sure all of you have received the copies of these books, because all this we sent free of cost to all our member universities. Next. So these are some of the cover page photographs of the books which we have published and the reports which we have published, which can tell you that yes, you have them, because sometimes you recognize by the cover page. So these are some of the publications. So thank you very much for the patient hearing. And now the floor is open for any suggestion you have for AIU, which AIU should be doing, or any difficulty which you have, which you want us to take up with the Government of India. Thank you.
Excellent work being done under the leadership of our Honorable President, Professor Sharma, and Secretary General, Madam Pankaj. And new initiatives are of great interest to all of us. I have only 2 suggestions to make here in this regard. One is that we all know that NEP is here, and it calls for closing of the affiliating system. And 3 types of institutions, such as research universities, teaching universities, and autonomous colleges, will remain in the higher education gambit. My suggestion, if not now, maybe in future, that AIU may start granting membership to autonomous colleges also.
This suggestion we received earlier also, but when we took it to the AGM, in the AGM, the member universities were of the view that as per NEP, all the institutions will be getting a degree awarding power. So right now, autonomous colleges don't have degree awarding power. So we should wait till they get the degree awarding power. So as soon as they get the degree awarding power, we will be looking into this.
And cluster universities are already covered here.
Yes,
cluster.
Yes, cluster are already a member of AIU.
Okay. Second suggestion is that way back in 2014, when I was serving Mohanlal Sokhade University, Udaipur, AIU has organized the South Asian Vice Chancellors Conference in 2014 in Udaipur. And it was a very good exercise at that time. About 20 plus Vice Chancellors from SAARC countries other than India participated. Now that post-COVID, we have this facility of hybrid mode also. So my suggestion is that AIU may think up of organizing a SAARC Vice Chancellors Conference in future. Thank you.
Namaskar. Such kind of a conference lately is being held for the second time in this very city of Mumbai. We had the All India Vice Chancellors Conference in the year 2007, when the 3 premier universities of the country, they celebrated their sesquicentenary. And at that time, and it interests me more because when we start narrating our history, we started from the year 1925, And you have also undertaken a we are very soon completing 100 years, and a project you have launched, that the history of AIU. So from that point of view, this piece of information, if you find appropriate, you can very well take into account. The information is in the year 1925, these three universities, somehow or other, they should come together, because they have had a different kind of a problems, and therefore the very first meeting was held in Mumbai University under the Rajabet Tower.
All that will come in.
And at that time, because we were also at that time, we were writing the history of Mumbai University, and we were trying to find out as to what is the connection between the AIU and the Mumbai University. One of the great historian of this city, Professor Tikekar, who happened to be the editor of a very renowned newspaper, Lok Satta. It's a child of Express Group. So he was given a task, and he was writing a biography of Mumbai University named as Cloister's Pale, in Marathi, Bakar Mumbai Vidyapitaji. Then we lay hand on a piece of paper where the decision was minuted out. Yeah. And at that time, Secretary General was one Professor Dongaonkar.
When this
Most probably he was also from Mumbai. So we gave that paper to him. If they find worth when they would be writing the history of AIU, so please make a mention of it. Since we are holding this conference here in the city of Mumbai, if you find that this piece of information useful to you, please incorporate it into the history that you would be writing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Incidentally, you will be happy to know that UGC was formed on the recommendations of AIU.
Yeah.
So the establishment of UGC, it owns its history
Yes.
to AIU.
Yes. So thank you for very good information and presentation on AIU. My suggestion is about on the basis of the NEP requirements, where legal education has been not kept for the NEP, but internationalization is there, interdisciplinary education is there. The requirement of 4 years of degree is there, and entry and exit, different policies are there. Now, since this does not apply to Bar Council affiliated, courses, 5 years integrated degree, the problem that we are going to face is first about the PhD programs, because we cannot have any PhD on the basis of 4 years degree. But this is bound to happen, because the moment universities will come up with 4 years, and now we'll be going for interdisciplinary PhD programs, PhD in social sciences along with law. 4 years is minimum, right? So this will definitely have an impact on the PhD programs at the law universities. So the second point is that whenever we go for internationalization, the point that we get from foreign universities, I had meeting last month with almost 6 representatives at in UK about the collaborations. Everywhere there was a discussion about the integrated, for example, LLB degree, which is UG degree, having integration with the PhD degree, or having integration with the PG degree. So the offer which they give is that if you have 4 years here in India, 1 year is done in UK university, and you get an integrated master's degree, which is done in other streams, but not possible for law, right? So this 4+1 model, if it can be applied to other degrees, why it cannot be applied to law? So, although I have already drafted a letter, and I'll send a copy of that to you also, to AIU also, and to Niti Aayog, and also Bar Council. But I think there is now need to see why I am raising this point is that last month there was an information that in UK, more number of Indian applicants were there in comparison to UK applicants. So when all our students for master's degrees are going there and spending the whole money there, the total exchange is going out. Here, Indian quality institutions and LUs which can provide such kind of master's degree here, integrated UG plus PG. Why not that money should remain with us? Why our students will have to go there? So I have covered all that in that email that I'm drafting. So I'll be sending, but I thought that you should also make a note of it, that if something can
Please send
be
it.
done.
We will take it up with
Ji,
the bar
ji.
council also.
Ji, ji.
So you're saying instead of 5+1, 4+1.
Yeah, it can be, because anyway, NEP is talking about 4 years degree. And there is always a possibility of having the same kind of credits or same kind of credits in less number of years also. But the money that we are, spending outside, sending our students, that money can be used for Indian higher education system only.
Please send the letter.
Ji, ji.
Yeah,
This and then this. आप इनको दे दो साथ वालों को.
बाजू वाले.
Good afternoon, everybody. I think, ma'am, excellent presentation. It was very, very nicely laid down, and we could understand completely. And thank you for so many initiatives. My couple of things, ma'am. First of all, I thought there could be increase in participation by the vice chancellors, because I'm sure there are many more who could not make it here, and so I was wondering if you could think of state chapters as well. And getting those people from the state responsible to get all the vice chancellors from that particular state, and then I think it can be west zone and so on, national. So that was one of my suggestions. The other thing was, ma'am, you surely know that NAC has now come out with a medical university, a special medical university kind of creditization and all those things. So I was thinking if you could do a specifically medical university meeting as well. Not because medical universities are so different, they are a bit different, but I think, what I find is that leadership from medical universities is very less participating in these kind of events. So if it is done that way, then we can get more people from these institutions into the system. The other thing was that we definitely needed some help so far as regulatory bodies are concerned. So, for example, National Medical Council or Dental Council of India, Pharmacy Council. I know they are like separate things, but they are kind of related with you as well. So we really require your help, because, for example, in outcome-based education, or when we talk of choice-based credit education system, I mean, they are very reluctant to change, to adopt these things. At our own university, and I can say I belong to NIMS University, Jaipur. I was director professor of cardiology at AIIMS New Delhi, and I recently shifted here, I told you. But what I was trying to say was that, at AIIMS also we are not participating in these kind of activities. So medical leadership has been very, very dormant or reluctant to participate in these activities. But I feel if we can have something niche for them, and which talks only of their problems, and particularly with the regulatory bodies, ma'am, it's a tough one.
Sure, you send a representation to us. Whatever you want to say, we'll take it up.
Okay, thank you so much.
yes.
तो
Very good.
एक यहाँ करके फिर उसके बाद आपके पास.
ठीक है.
Madam, Radhakrishnan committee would be submitting report by 31st December. What should be the parameters for the NEC assessment? So last date is 31st December. So do we have submitted anything from AIU? And concern is most of the university in India, they are teaching university. And out of 4,000 marks, 1,000 marks are allocated for the research activity in a present NEC scenario. And what is happening, everybody knows about it. So do we have any kind of a leverage so that at least we can submit something from AIU? Slightly dilution has to happen as far as research component is concerned for a conventional university. Research universities are very less in India. Second point, any industry, if it has to grow, there are 4 parameters. One parameter is a public policy, that is favorable policy. Second parameter is investment from private sector, investment from the public sector. local consumption and export. If you learn from pharma industry, auto industry, or IT industry, there is investment, there is a favorable policy, and all industries are export oriented. By 2047, if you are aiming that Indian education can be exported, so right now frameworks will be created. Unless and until we would be exporting our education, I think industry will not grow, education sector will not grow, private investment will not come. So 2 points, our inputs from AIU for Radhakrishnan committee before they close the report. And second, if education has to grow as industry, and India has to play a lead role in exporting our education, certain kind of frameworks should be decided so that a level playing field is available to the private university. That is it.
Thank you. But this NAC, AIU has already submitted a paper. NAC, we had a committee of around 20 vice chancellors. And when the NAC was announced, NAC was announced, at that time, what should be the composition of NAC? What type of thing should be there? Whether it should be binary, graded, program-wise, course-wise, institution-wise. All that paper has already been submitted to UGC as well as MHRD. So I think that we have, because that Radhakrishnan committee was made after that. So what we can do is we can send the same paper to the Radhakrishnan committee also. And exporting higher education, I know, but the framework is, I mean, AIU is not a regulatory body. So it's an advisory body. So we can be constituting some committee to make a draft framework like the way we have made a draft framework for blended education, national policy on blended education, we have made a draft. But since we are not a regulator, we cannot implement it straight away. We can share it with our universities, we can share it with the government, and we will be sharing it. Similarly, we can prepare a draft for it and then share it with the government. But then the exact framework has to be laid down by the government, maybe the UGC or the government of India.
The establishment university, which will be established in GIFT City, Gandhinagar, they will not be governed by the regulatory rules and regulations.
Yes.
So if favor can be given to the gift arena, why it cannot be extended to somewhere else?
So maybe in future we'll have many gift cities in many states. Right now it is in Gujarat. Maybe in future we'll have more gift cities. So we have to wait. Right now we also have UGC regulation on entry and establishment and operation of foreign universities. So let us see. So you are saying that from AIU we should send a proposal to the government that there should be many gift cities. Is that?
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, madam.
Yes.
Good afternoon. Thank you for sharing the wonderful developments. Just two quick suggestions. One is if we can have some initiative for localized labor market studies, which can help the board of studies of the different universities. What is happening that most of the BOS are repeating the activities and not doing the task to the level or degree of effectiveness it is required because of duplication of efforts. So if some of the local collaboration can be created where localized labor market need can be assessed for helping in the curriculum, that's one. Second one is regarding the implementation of NEP. If we can have documentation of the case studies, not only the best practices, but what are the challenges, managerial challenges we are facing in managing the change management process, I think that can be helpful for in terms of learning for the other institutions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I? I am Professor Manoj Kumar, Provost, Bhagwan Mahavir University, Surat. And I would also like to congratulate both the persons, especially Pankaj Mittal ma'am, for giving a very detailed profile of AIU, its activities and what all it has in store for the universities. In fact, I have recently taken over as Vice Chancellorship or Provost at Surat, and I've seen certain things which I would like to relate. One is that in terms of number of messages or emails that we have been receiving from the regulatory bodies, मुझे लग रहा है सभी का दर्द यही होगा. And it comes at any time. Sometimes it comes at 9 o'clock in the morning, sometimes at 2 o'clock, sometimes at 5 o'clock, sometimes at 7:30 or 7:40 or 8 p.m. even. So much so that in a single month, I calculated that there are about 60 to 70 emails from UGC, AICT, and all that. It is like breathing down the shoulder of a person. So I'm like a postmaster. So I do हाँ ये मैं email आया उसको उधर mark करने का वो आया उधर mark करने का. So I'm working like a postmaster. So and then being a private university, we cannot afford the facility of specialized cell or extensive cell to take care of what work has been done on that, updating on the progress. I'm sure I would like to have that and at my university, despite the resource constraints being a private university. But in a way, sending too many messages, too many emails. Like for example, one email came from the ragging cell. It says that you organize some videos for the lunar mission and click the photos of the students and upload the photos. I don't know what these people are doing, what they want out of us. So that way, it totally disturbs our rhythm of activities. A university is a sacred body. It is a competent body as per the law of the land, and it has to have its own rhythm. So yeah. So and autonomy. So and then many a times compulsory video conferencing, not only from UGC but Gujarat Knowledge Commission. So many bodies are there. So you are being pulled in all the directions, and at the end of the day, you are nowhere. The impact is big zero. So that is one suggestion. At least they can have a time band. Okay.
What is the expectation from AIU? We should tell them we should
Expectation is that you can convey to the regulatory bodies that there can be a time band. Let's say 10 to 12, you can, or 10 to 11, you send all your emails, whatever emails you want to send. Nobody is dying out of, sending email at, at 8 o'clock, you're sending email and asking. So protocols may be developed. So that is what I'm suggesting ultimately. Protocol. This is one. Second thing, which I already discussed, I think yesterday, I've been a management professor. So I'm wondering that why can't we can have a class of 90 instead of just 60, AICT is insisting all the time that it can't go beyond 60. So if you can't go beyond 60, then you cannot generate the surpluses, which you can invest in quality infrastructure and paying for the quality faculty. Private universities don't get anything. Mostly they don't get a single pie unless you apply for some projects and all that. So this is where, and you can put the conditionalities that only with the amphitheater type infrastructure you can go for 90. They are too satisfied.
I mean that he had replied to you yesterday, no? About
yeah, but then he quoted that I went to that institute and there were 200 students sitting. So I didn't expect that kind of a response from a responsible person. I'm too sorry for that. Another suggestion is that if we can have harmonization of forms, different kinds of forms that we have to fill, for example, it may be NAC, it may be already a survey on higher education. If we can have some harmonization or some degree of harmonization so that the same information is not repeated time and again, and we have to involve all the machinery at the college level, department level, or the university level.
AICT is working on one nation, one data concept.
So that would be, that would be
one
good.
nation, one data, where the data will be submitted once. It will be used for everybody, whether NIRF, NAC, I mean, whatever is the common.
That is, if that is happening, then okay, yeah.
That is happening.
And my last suggestion is if we can have some platform wherein we can share the database of all the faculties, researchers, and so that if I want to invite somebody from Bangalore, for example, so I know that what sort of people are there in particular discipline. And some kind of instead of simply going for WhatsApp group is there. Some other platform where at least the vice chancellors coming under AIU purview can communicate on a regular basis.
So one thing is we have a directory of AIU which gives the emails and phone numbers of all the vice chancellors. Plus, we are also making one directory which may be of interest to all of you. Is we are making one directory of people of Indian origin who are working in foreign universities at senior positions like deans, directors, and vice chancellors. So that directory we are in the process of making, and I'm sure that directory will also help all of you in finding a partner, because it is very easy to talk to an Indian in a foreign country rather to a foreigner. So that directory also we are making, and I hope that will be useful for our members.
Thank you. So I wish you can communicate, if you can communicate some of these concerns, protocol for emails, 1 hour time band, they can decide whatever time they decide, that would be okay with
That
us.
one is the most
But
difficult.
not any time. Not ATM, no ATM, anytime money, not like, thank you so much.
Anytime mail.
I just wanted to,
We have to start the valedictory also, please.
just, last suggestion that how we can provide services to our members so that they benefit at the same time AIU is able to generate revenue, right? For example, in university news, we have advertisements. So if we can tie up with the InflibNet over there with Net, so we can give a link of those advertisements to faculty, and if they want to, some faculty is looking for job and there is a current advertisement, then it can pop over there, right? And that's how AIU can make some money. Another thing is that eventually, AIU should think of going for accreditation. Should go for accreditation because, when we go for NSC, then there would be many accreditation bodies and AIU would be a valid candidate for that with credibility, right? And related to that is that there can be other services, for example, organizational health survey. So AIU can collect data from member institutions and share it with them, right? Only their data. But on payment basis, if they want to compare themselves with the sister institutions, then AIU can charge money for that. So we have to think of newer services which AIU can provide to its members. Another thing is that as some universities in Nepal are our members, we should also encourage universities in Bangladesh and Sri Lanka to become our member. If you are able to integrate them, then they benefit and our influence also increases. Thank you.
Can we?
One very important suggestion relating to privacy concerns is there, and it's a legal point here. Every data of student is required for different purposes, and we are asked to share the Aadhaar number of students. And generally, we don't take Aadhaar number of students because as a law university, students, they always, put a question that why, my details are required and why it is going on, online portals. So if this can point be given, because we are sharing all the details of the students, but why we are asking for Aadhaar? Our students, they don't share Aadhaar.
Supreme Court said that you cannot take.
But even Bar Council is still asking for it.
Yeah.
Is still asking for it, and that's creating so much of problem for us because our students, they don't share it, and we also don't want
So
to
in
take
that
it from
PCI
schools.
letter, you indicate this also.
Yeah.
ABC portal.
They want us for on the different portals. So this is a serious privacy concern here, so that can also be taken up. Thank you.
Madam,
we should.
You may consider this last one, but then I stand by my fellow brothers and my sister because I identify with themselves. I am also a medical science university. And this lately in Pune, Honorable Education Minister came, and the problems that we are facing, the same were raised at that point of time. The problem was this: our very being is because of the University Grants Commissions Act, and we are regulated by the regulatory authorities. And UGC has also accepted that it doesn't matter, we might have given you a birth, but at the same time, you would be taken care of by someone who is a regulator. Now, UGC is time and again sending us circulars many of the times very different sort of letter, that how far you have complied with the new education policy. Unfortunately, the bar council, the legal education and the medical education is not a part of it. He has because he himself is a doctor, and therefore what we call as a course outcome or the outcome based everything, the terminology is very different, and at the same time its spirit is also very different. They call it as a competency. So when we talk in terms of competency, it is not being accepted. So therefore, and the kind of a control, you would find that almost every day we have to stand either online or physically before the inspection of these regulatory authorities. And you can also imagine the kind of an extent. Now they have started taking online attendance of the students. So we as a university, as the degree awarding bodies, were then very much controlled. So therefore, the same question was, it was simply an interaction, but then Honorable Minister said, I would have to look into whether it is a matter, administrative matter, vis-a-vis coordination, or it is a matter related to policy. And you, as a mother, even of the UGC, yeah, he is a mother of a UGC. So therefore, with the folded hands, we come to you. See, this problem of ours is a very, very typical problem. As if we are thrown in no man's land. Nobody is accepting our.
So what is happening is that we say that in our higher education system, UGC works like a father, regulating, disciplining, sending so many circulars. AIU works really like a mother, hand-holding, taking care. So all of you are complaining about the father to the mother. So why don't you complain directly to the father?
Stepmotherly approach is of everyone.
Professor.
Yeah, no, this is in a lighter vein. Why don't AIU organize a consultative meeting on the topic of how to regulate regulators?
Sir, UGC, we call for our this interaction session also. So UGC decides not to participate. So otherwise UGC would be here to answer all your queries. So AICT comes, NAC comes, ICR comes, UGC doesn't come. So when they don't come, how do we interact with them? So how to regulate the regulators is something.
For example, ICMR.
Yes.
Our representative, we have our presence very much there.
Huh?
And our own people. So that could be a best means to, though not
So now we
regulating
will
the
discuss
regulator.
rest of the things over lunch because we have to start with the valedictory also. I thank all of you for your very, very positive interactions and very good suggestions. And I'll hand over the mic to Professor G.D. Sharma for his closing remarks.
I will not take much time. I will just say we had just meeting where the chairman, very active, dynamic chairman of UGC we have nowadays. We had a meeting with the Niti Aayog. What he says and what he told, that nowadays we reply within a day. That is his statement. So then I told, there are cases pending 2 years, not replied, particularly related to 12B. So then he said that they can write within 24 hours, our system gives a reply. So I will request you all kindly send any such things. But we will now also take this, your suggestions. We will write from AIU that this was the suggestion. Kindly depute someone from UGC in our forthcoming meeting, zonal meeting as well as annual meeting, so that they can reply. Because we need the regulatory bodies also to give certain very, very justifiable reasons and reply. But before Haki comes, the speed of issuing these regulations has increased. That is the outcome of NEP 2020. Because you can all understand that why this race is there. So anyway, not going into the details because our friend has last time also suggested this. We have to have our own system more stronger, more transparent. As you have seen, now AIU portal has become more transparent. Earlier, when VCs wanted to know their seniority was not known. Now it is displayed. You can see your seniority as well as what are the different activities taking place. You can see. You can also take any such activity under AIU also. No problem. AIU banner will be there, and whatever new idea comes, please take. So that the visibility of our member university becomes more stronger, the idea, the requirement of that region also reaches to the society. That is our purpose. Because ultimately, we have to also follow the same path of using AI and other means little more faster. That is our only purpose, not going slow now. And that is one of the reason that with your all help, participation, so many activities are coming up, particularly for youths. The Honorable PM is so happy that he took this about the 26th medal in his Man Ki Baat. What could not be achieved in 18, 20 years in 1 year. That indicates where youth wants opportunity. So not taking much time, I thank each one of you for giving so many suggestions. So many vibrancy is seen in your suggestions because in Eastern region we had just last month, not even, I think very few suggestions came. So this help us to AIU to formulate as well as to work more for our youths through our universities. And I personally take this opportunity to thank each one of you with great namaskar.